So you've also got, I think, 4 DJs lined up for that night. And so would you like to explain to the audience what genre of music can they expect in Nepali?
Basically, we are looking at everything because we don't want to concentrate on probably house music or trance. So we are having like Nepalese music, of course, because it's a Nepalese New Year, so we're concentrating more on Nepalese music.
Right.
And then we'll have trance, R&B, and house. So these are the music that definitely will be played all that night.
So it's basically music on demand by people.
Definitely, definitely. And you'd be surprised that a lot of people wanted to hear Nepalese music because if you go on our website, we also have a choice what music would you like to listen on that night. So maximum vote goes out to Nepalese music. So I'm really happy. So
that sounds great. Okay. Just on a side track, the I believe there is a bit of social cause attached to it, just like there was one for the previous program. You're supporting the Red Cross again this time. Just want to ask a question like why would you want to support this, or what's the purpose behind this, Anup?
So basically, to start with, we wanted to support Australian Red Cross because they are running with this campaign called Bushfire Appeal. But as we progress, they give us a call and they said, look, if you're doing an event on April 18th, it might be too late. So we had no other choice. So we said, look, as long as the money goes to something, what's the word?
Socially productive?
Something socially productive. Thank you so much. It really doesn't matter. And what we're trying to do through this is rather than just sending money back to Nepal, right? We support EDAP Nepal, which is orphanage back in Kathmandu. But this time what we decided to do was give it back to Australia because this country has given us so much. I think we owe to give back to this country. And it's also shift in paradigm or shift in thinking of making Nepalese people feel that we can actually make difference in Australia, not just in Nepal.
Not just back home, right?
So that's the whole concept behind supporting Australian Red Cross.
Definitely agree on that one. So guys, do remember, these guys are not just bringing entertainment to you, but through the very entertainment, they're also sending out a message of community welfare. So do keep in mind to support your community. Now, just moving on further during the conversation, how was it organizing for MINA 2009? What's the experience, Rayo? It's not been so late, it's just been like yesterday. How was it all together, organizing the whole program?
It was very difficult because organizing an event, especially for, all the ladies who were married, to get them out of the shell was a very difficult task because you had to go each and every event and tell them, okay, why not you? You're good, but then if every time you approach anybody, they would be like, no, we have a lot of other issues like work, family, and a lot of commitments. So it was very difficult to go to each and every woman and tell them that you have to come up and because basically after we get married, it's so difficult to have an identity of your own. So basically just to put them across this thing, and then it took us around 8 months, like I said before, and it's not been easy, but then experience, we're getting better, and then definitely with the next event it has to be much better than what we did before.
But I think personally we had to go through a lot of stress because we were literally working 9 days a week, and we also had to, we have a small baby. My daughter's name is, our daughter's name is Nirvana. That's how we named the company. So we could not provide as much time as we would like to spend with us. We had to leave her with our grandmom back in India. So personally, yeah, we learned a lot of things, a lot of sacrifices we made, but we are happy end of the day. Because for the first time, I think a Nepalese event was covered by likes of Sydney Morning Herald, MX, Telegraph, what's the other one, Nova.
Yeah.
And we are still in talk, we are still in discussion, we are holding discussion with Sandy Walker, who is the producer of Kerry and Morning Show. So whenever she gets this slot, she'll push in our interview for Morning Show, and I think that's a big achievement.
Yeah, fingers crossed, hopefully it works. Yeah.
Definitely worth the wait, I guess, right? Yeah. Just one small question on MINA. What is the underlying idea in bringing MINA to limelight? MINA participants are relying on me. So what's the basic purpose behind just getting it around?
It goes back to Napoleon Bonaparte when Julie says, give me a good mother and give you a good nation, right? So what we think is, if you look into the demographics of Nepalese people living in Australia, most of them are married because there's a trained, if you are leaving Nepal, right, they want to come here, get in tying that knot because it's a lot more easier in many ways once they land in Australia. And if you also look into it, we've got a lot of young families in Australia. So if you want our second generation people, second generation Nepalese people to perform really well, have that growth thinking and have that thinking that they can achieve anything in Australia in global context, we need to change the mindset of mothers because they are the people who educate their kids primarily.
Definitely.
So that's the main reason we want to concentrate on mothers.
That's quite a good cause to go. Okay? Just before we wrap up the conversation or the program, is there any particular message you'd like to send out to all the viewers who are following up on your program and who are following up Kegara.com?
Well, I'd like to tell everybody to just come over once again and support us because I'd like to thank first of all the people who came for MINA and supported us for our first ever event and had the trust in us. I'd like them to keep the trust and come back for our Nepalese New Year party, which is on 18th of April at Equilibrium. And yes, and we're also giving 50 first girls entry would be free. And we're also giving 10% discount to all the people who SMS me on 04020811217 or Anup on 0431230371, and we did give 10% discount on all the tickets. And yes, come there and once again support us and have fun on the day.
And from my side, what I'd like to tell the viewers is that it's really important for us to understand it's high time we forget religious barriers or caste identity around us and just be one as Nepalese. And for all those Australians or people outside Nepal coming to visit, coming to see our show, I think it's time to believe in oneness because that's the only way we can make this world a better place to live.